Hey there! Welcome to another video on my channel. I'm Katerina and today I bring you another update for my non-makeup project pen. And before we get into the actual update, let me just warn you that this update is probably going up late, but it's being filmed on time this time. And as such, I only have 3 weeks worth of progress. And this is a pretty underwhelming update, I'm not going to lie. I was underwhelmed myself, but it is what it is. I was on vacation, so I was not really focusing on using my project pen items. I was more focused on having fun, and I'm completely fine with that decision. I have time to work on my products. I'm getting my words confused. I have the time, so I'm chilled, you know? I'm chill. So let's get into my one and only empty, which is my SPF from CN, this guy. This packaging has been empty for quite a while, as you guys know, and the actual product was living inside this little container, which is now completely empty. And I only had one use left. Last update, I used it a total of 123 times. Which was quite a bit considering this was not at all full or even close to full, but it's done. I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of any empty at this point because this here is not going how I kind of hoped, but it's fine, you know, it's only project panning, it's nothing out of this world, and I'll survive, I promise. Last update, since I knew I had so little product left with my SPF, I rolled in my Heliocare SPF. And this one, according to my notes, I've only used 6 times, which I find unlikely, but is what it is. Once again, I was on vacation, so I was not really following my daily routine, which means that I probably missed tracking some of my products, or some of my usage at least, and that's fine. Once again, that's fine. We'll take these numbers with a grain of salt for this update, and next update they should be back to normal, to being accurate, all of that. This one, I'm not sure if I marked it wrong, even the second time that I marked it, or if the product just isn't settling, but apparently I haven't moved at all. Maybe I just haven't used it enough. I'm not sure. I guess time will tell, but according to my notes, I used it 6 times and I haven't moved at all. Next up, we have my lip scrub from Primark or PS if you guys prefer, in the scent Watermelon. And this guy went from this top line to this bottom line, and I've used it 4 times. Now that I have it in my shower, I'm actually using it a little bit more. It's not perfect, but 4 times in 3 weeks is not quite as bad as it was before. And this one was used a total of 16 times since the beginning of this project. So, as you guys can see, not great, but in almost 7 months, using it 16 times versus using it 4 times in 3 weeks. That's not too shabby. Next up, we have my lip balm from Makeup Revolution. And this guy has a little bit of a new marking. It's the one on the side here. It's not very impressive, but at least it's a new marking. And I'm taking it, honestly, because I'm really slacking off using my lip balm. I don't even know why, honestly. It's a very nice lip balm and I'm not using anything else in its place. I'm just not using lip balm, which makes absolutely 0 sense. But it is what it is. I've used it 2 times since last update for a total of 54 uses in this project. Next up, we have my lotion from Deli Plus or Mercadona. And this is the one. And I went from here to here, apparently in only 3 uses, which once again, I think I just didn't track some usage because from here to here, I used it 6 times and I made the same amount of progress. So I am not sure about my numbers this update, but that's fine. It's nothing too important. I just track it because I find it fun to know how many uses it takes me to go from point A to point B. But yeah, this one I could easily amp up my usage, but I'm not doing that. I'm not even sure why. There is nothing wrong with this lotion. I'm just not really using it too much. And next up we have, let me see, I'm going to talk about my body oil, although it was not supposedly in this order, but we are just going with the flow, I guess. This is the Revolution Vitamin C Glow Nourishing Oil, and this one went from here to here in 2 uses. I had a goal to use it up. I obviously didn't. I think I have like 1 more use here, but I haven't reached it, so this one is staying in the project for 1 more month. And usually when I only have 1 more use on my products, I roll something else in its place. But since I have this guy, I'm not going to roll in anything in its place. I'm just going to focus on this guy like double, you know, for both, and try to make a little bit more progress this time and see if it helps. And then next update, once this one is actually empty, I'll roll something in its place. This one was used 4 times since it entered this project. Next up, we have my hand balm from the Body Shop. And this guy last update had quite a big jump. I was immensely proud of it, and I still am proud of my work. But this time, unfortunately, we only went from here to here, and that's because I only used it 2 times. I predicted that this would happen, or something along the lines of having much less progress, because I was on vacation or on holiday from work, and you know, I have my system at work. When I retouch my lipstick, I apply some hand balm, and all of that was kind of lost, and this little fella only stayed in my bag for the duration of my holiday. So yeah, it's fine. I'm going back to work tomorrow in less than 12 hours, which is kind of sad. But the system is hopefully going back in its place, so this guy will have a ton more progress by next update, hopefully. Next up, we have my cuticle remover, which is from Essence. And last updates, I found out that I had a marking that was not really accurate with where the product actually was. So I erased it with some alcohol, and now we only have 3 marks. And I had the goal to mark it accurately again, but unfortunately I used it like a few minutes ago and it hasn't settled yet, so I'm not marking it because I don't want to make another inaccurate marking. I'm going to put up a picture of where the marking is in case I can make a new marking, just so you guys can see, and I'm actually like accurate with the marking. This one I've used 2 times since last update. So once again, 2 times in 3 weeks is not too bad. I hope that I can continue on that usage, because that will take me somewhere. Maybe not to the finish line, but somewhere. And this guy was only used 7 times since the beginning of this project, which is quite depressing considering it has entered the project in the beginning of January. Next up, we have my nail polish from CN, which is in the shade 14, Red Carpet. This little guy I've only used once, and it went from here to here. I hope you guys can see. I've only used it on my toenails once. I'm going to do my nails either today or tomorrow maybe. And I'm going to use this nail polish, but I didn't want to wait to film this update because you guys know my time to film is limited. So yeah, next update will hopefully have more progress, since I'm confident that I'll use quite a bit more polish painting my fingernails versus painting my toenails. And I've only used it once since it entered the project, because it was only added to the project last update. Next up, I have my fragrances. And the first one is the Hashtag Friday Forever from Zara. This little guy only went from here to here because I only used it 8 times. Since I was on vacation, I was not really reaching for this one because I kind of associate this scent with working, which was not the mood I was going for on my vacation. Absolutely not. So yeah, probably for next update I'll have quite a bit more progress, more similar to the progress that I had in previous updates. And this guy I've used 101 times since the beginning of this project. Next up, we have my other fragrance, which is the one from Mercadona, the Sport Water 960. And this one, I used it from here to here. This was used 9 times for a total of 104 uses in this project. And we are almost reaching the thinnest part of the packaging, so the progress should be getting more exciting soon. Yeah, that was all for this project, or for this update. I know it was not my best update, but once again, it is what it is, and it's perfectly normal to have slower months, or even slower years, if so happen. For next update, I definitely want to use up my body oil. I want to make a new marking on my SPF because this guy is giving nothing, honestly. And I'm going to say I want to finish up at least half of this hand balm from the Body Shop, which should be easily doable. So yeah, I hope you guys still enjoyed this update, even though it was not very exciting, but it was very realistic. I feel like my updates are usually very realistic. I'm not finishing up a bunch of stuff. I'm not having crazy amounts of progress. I understand that might not be really as satisfying as someone who is always finishing up stuff, but it's my reality. Therefore, I hope you guys still enjoyed. So I hope you guys leave me a like if you guys still enjoyed these updates, even though the progress was kind of underwhelming, and by kind of, I mean super underwhelming. Leave me a comment if you feel like it, and subscribe if you haven't already, since my channel is all about project planning and using up your stash. I'll hopefully see you guys in my next video. Bye!